Hello everybody and welcome to another episode, round 4 of the Australian Drivers' Championship this weekend at Sydney Motorsport Park. Check this place out. It's pretty legit. So it's a bit of a different format this weekend with essentially no practice due to, I guess, schedule commitments, not sure. So Friday being today, we have one 15-minute practice session and then it's straight into quali. So that is going to be very interesting. No one has driven here yet. None of these cars have been here. There's a few drivers who have driven here before and have some experience. So it's going to be a very interesting weekend and yeah, looking forward to it. So jumping on board here, as you can see, we are leaving the garage for the first time at Sydney Motorsport Park, sporting our new neon yellow Lewis Hamilton inspired RPM gloves. Unfortunately not sponsored, but it is what it is. So leaving Sydney Motorsport Park pit lane for the first time, very exciting, but I knew I had to maximize this session as no one had really done anything on this track before, myself included. This was going to be about just matching up what I'd seen in the sim to real life. But another more prevalent issue that everyone was dealing with was the fact that we're all on brand new slick tires, as you can see on the screen there. So I'm just trying to get those up to temperature and scrubbed in, because if you've ever driven on brand new slicks, especially on a morning session, it may as well be wet. It is that slippery. I mean, just have a look at this.
Approximately 10 hours later. Oh my God!
I am pretty screwed for quali, let's put it that way. Alright, so practice 1, as you just saw, was an absolute disaster. Didn't really get any track time. I think I'm honestly more confused than I was before. So we had the red flag, which sat in the pit lane for, I don't know, 10 minutes, and then went back on the track and had another crack at it, and I think I got 2 unimpeded laps maybe, and yeah, it didn't really match up to the sim that I did. So I don't know, I'm going into qualifying now. I have no idea. We're just gonna figure it out. So yeah, let's do qualifying and see what happens. Alrighty everyone, jumping back on board here for our qualifying lap. This right here was the fastest lap, which was actually the last lap before the checkered flag. So I was pretty lucky, I guess, to have gotten this one in, as I think we had some traffic in the laps leading up to this one. Taking a tight line through this final corner here. I'm not sure if that was actually the best thing to do for a flyer, but yeah, hindsight, whatever. The Hayabusa engine absolutely singing down this straight. We get to about 210 kilometers an hour, and then obviously just flat through turn one. Not even really a corner in these cars. The turn two braking zone ahead is a pretty interesting one, as there's only a 100-meter board, and you know we brake well past that, so there isn't really much of a good reference. I was just sort of in between that Pertec and the 100 board. Super hard to get on the throttle through turn two there. Short shifting the gears just for the bumps, and just makes it a bit easier to get through that corner. Coming down the hill, that is an absolutely awesome corner. You just lift, turn it in. Same with this corner here, just a little lift, get back on the power as soon as you can. Coming over this hill, the braking bumps coming into this braking zone can catch you out, so you kind of got to brake over the bump, down the two gears, although actually I think it found it easier later on to do just one downshift to third gear. Coming through Corporate Hill, I was lifting and taking this tighter line. Some were just going flat and going wide, but I think setting up the entry for this corner made me a little more confident. Late apex, actually kind of getting close to it for once. Little brake bias adjustment there. Apparently I thought that was necessary. I'm not sure if it actually was. Flat through here, second last corner, down a gear, a little tap of the brakes, get back on the power. Again, I was taking this tight line here. There was more camber on the inside of the corner, so I thought it just felt good, so I did it. But that is a lap of Sydney Motorsport Park, and it's good enough for P9. All right, qualifying, much better than practice. I kind of just treated it like a practice session. I mean, we didn't really have any time. Cool race car. Anyway, didn't really have any practice, obviously, so I just treated that like a practice session and just kept slowly building up to, you know, what I thought was the, you know, minimum corner speed for most of the corners, and it was pretty good, I think. I don't think my dash was working. It had green lights just every lap, like all 5 of them, saying that I was a second up, and I thought, oh yeah, we're on a lap here. But then I did a cool down lap and it was the same, so I don't know what that was doing. But yeah, you know, I think it was a P9. I didn't say that at the start, but P9, I think that's good. I'm pretty happy with that. Half a second off some pretty fast guys that are just in front of me, so yeah, the no practice really mixed the field up a bit, and we're in the mix. We can fight from there, so going to be a good one. Head back to the garage now, and yeah, bring on race 1.
See Crossland take it to in this race. They've been working hard in the background. This is home track, New South Wales. Probably the only one to turn a lap here actually in one of these cars. So first time under lights as well. They've never done it. They were debating whether they're going to have the tinted visors on or not. Could be really thrilling.
Yeah, this will be thrilling, I can guarantee that. Crossland on the right, the black machine. Sterling, the reigning champion, on the left, the black and red car. They are out, and Sterling's got the better launch. He might even have the jump towards turn number 1, and he does. So he takes up the running there side by side behind. That's Smith and Girton, and it's Girton that comes out ahead. Down towards the turn 2 hairpin. Yeah, Smith has dropped back a little bit there, so the top 3 have pulled away. Look at Crossland. He sent it in deep down at turn number 2. He's going the long way around. He'll have the inside now for turn number 3. Fantastic pass.
Have a look at the confidence of him. How much wheel work was he doing there, though, as the car was moving around? Just covers him off there for a moment, worried that he's going to cut back down on the inside, and Sterling, well, stays in second position for now. We'll have to wait and find out as the race progresses, because you can see under lights these are fantastic cars, and already we're seeing positions getting jostled throughout. McGarry is up 2 positions into 10th. There's a brake block up there early on, and oh, they're already starting to duck and dive and cover off other cars as Leighton just makes sure Nico French can't get through.
Yeah, it's really tight in that mid-pack, isn't it? The top 2 have broken away, but here comes Dean Crook, the inaugural series champion. He's having a look at the Suzuki-sponsored machine of Nico French. Can he get a good exit? He certainly has, but he's on the wrong side for the next corner. No, he's got it. He has got his nose ahead just about through the kink. I thought if Nico could hold around, he'd have the inside for the next corner, but Crook qualified down the order. He is now making ground or mistake a little bit further back there, just behind the blue machine as they come out the final corner. Across the line they come, Crosland leading the way. Fastest lap of the race and by comfortable margin.
gutted as I am to have lost that last spot. That was probably some of the best racing I think I've ever done. I don't think I've driven that close to another X1, and you know, kept it the right way up. So that was a lot of fun. P10 I think it was in the end. The gap was 0.04 of a second across the line. Rough one, but we have 3 more races tomorrow and another one under lights and on national television, so hopefully you can still hear me, but I'm very excited. We can get a bit of redemption tomorrow, hopefully. Let's do it.